All right, you guys. I had a few questions on this thing about the hot water heaters and all that kind of stuff. And so anyways, I already made a video of installing the hot water heater on either one of your motors. But basically, you just take off your muffler and re-bolt this back on. Make sure you got a good gasket when you take it off. Then you got to go down to Ribby's or you can't just go down to Cragen or O'Reilly's. You got to go to like a Ribby's or a specialty hardware shop that will have a stud that goes in here. It's not provided, and it's different threads. One threads go in there. It's a different set of threads than what is out here on the edge of this. So make sure you get that right. I ended up having to take my motor down for it. But basically what happens is your water comes off the side of your motor and it gets pumped, cold water, down into the bottom. It gets heated up, comes out of the top. You can slow the water down or speed the water up. Then the hot water comes out, comes down here to your thermostat, your regulator. And you can heat it from 120 degrees is the coolest, all the way up to 160 degrees. I usually run it right at 120. By the time it goes through the mixing tank and then it goes through all of your, well, let me finish taking you through this right here. As it comes out of there, or out of the motor, it's got a little filter here. Make sure you clean that every time you use it. Each day, I take it apart and, just bang it out in the water and it cleans all the gunk out. Usually there's not much in it, but better to be safe than sorry. Then, like I said, it goes from there up to your motor. Goes out hot. And it also has a cold water that comes in here. You got hot and cold that come together. They get mixed through here, through the regulator, or your, I don't know what you call it, I guess temperature regulator, thermostat. Then it comes over here. I keep this here because it's warm water. I keep it insulated because I usually am diving in pretty stinking cold water. This here comes up here. It hooks in to your mixing tank, and then it comes out over here and then shoots out and goes to the divers. I do two of them because most of the time I run two divers. So I got air for two divers here. I ended up putting this here. It's like water pipe insulation, because when I first bolted this here down, you could hear this thing vibrating against the metal frame here, and I didn't want to take a chance of it, end up rubbing through and making it all, having to replace this kind of stuff. So, anyways, that's basically how it works, and you just got to make sure when you mount all this stuff up, instead of leaving it floating out in the water, that everything, all the plumbing works good. You don't have any good kinks or anything like that in any of your hosing or anything like that. Then back here on the back end, these here are pretty dang cool, because if you got shallow water that you're in, sometimes getting the threads on the end of your power jet here really is tough sometimes, and the water is so cold when you put your hands on the water. You got about 3 seconds and you can't even feel your fingers anymore. So these here quick release things make it a lot better. I haven't even had a chance to use them this year yet, but last year I was really wishing I had them. Other than that, that's about it. Just hot water, like I said, for two divers, and air for two divers. Makes for a happy day. Even if the other person isn't diving, they're just in the water, tending the dredge. It makes it nice having nice warm water pumped into your wetsuit while you're just doing whatever you're doing. So, anyways, there you have it. This is how I have my dredge set up. Everybody else, they'll have their own little way of doing things. But this is what works for me, so there you have it. can't wait to get out in the water and start doing things. Another thing that I learned I needed was a winch. I was at a place where I could get my quad pretty much to where I was working. I can no longer do that. So I was just using my quad with a snatch strap and a winch, and I'd wrap the snatch strap around the rocks, and then I just use the winch to pull it out with my quad. But now I can't get my quad to where my claim is at, so I can get it, you know, within about 200 yards of where the dredge is in the water. But that's where we got to camp at, because that's the only flat spot in the area. So you know, we camp there, and then we have to walk up in there. So I called what's it called? I called Keene and got their winch. It does I think it's 12,000 pounds, and then I got their rock net. So we'll see how all that stuff works in conjunction with each other. So hopefully that'll make things a little bit nicer. So anyways, I'm just doing a little touching up on this thing here before this season starts, and making sure, you know, each season I learn a little more when it comes to operating this dredge and what I want and what I need on it. And you know, like I said, this thing here, it moves some serious material. So there you have it. Have a good one, you guys, and good luck this season.